board certified by the Florida Bar and Condominium and Plan Development Law. He has a firm with attorneys in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. And we're here each week to answer all your calls and emails about the issues that make life in your condominium absolutely crazy from 1 minute to the next. And we'd love to get the phone lines going early so that Eric can answer all your questions about condos and HOAs, and also go to our YouTube channel. We have a brand new, and we'd love you to see us.
People have questions about condos and HOAs?
Oh,
really?
It's like a hot topic, man.
Because nobody knows that the phone lines start ringing about, the show goes on 11. By about 10:30, the lines are basically booked up. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
877-850-8585 or Condo Craze and HOA's YouTube channel. You can ask a question in the chat box. It's super cool. We've been doing this for 15 years, and we just keep evolving.
Yeah, that's right. I love the new studio. Very excited about it.
Is Daddy nice?
Brand
You
new
did
look.
such a good job.
Yeah, every week, like I keep telling the fans, hang in there,
Yep.
have patience.
The audio
We're
should
gonna
be better
get
now.
there. Absolutely right, and I want to know from everybody, how's it look? And how does it sound? I need you guys to help us. All right, so if you're a fan of the show, don't forget to do two things. Number one, subscribe to the Condo Craze channel on YouTube, because by subscribing, you not only can watch us live, but you can see any one of our prior shows. By the way, I guess we should tell everybody, there's so much going on that every one of our episodes now are going to be on Spotify,
Yes.
on Apple Podcasts, right? I mean, we're really taking.
So if
the
you
next
miss us
step,
now,
right?
you can always go back to the YouTube channel, because they're
Right.
all there as well.
And it's just in so many places where we're going to be, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you can follow us on Facebook and all of that stuff as well. We do commercials now. The show has really reached a brand new level. And of course, every Monday we do a blog at hoa-condoblog.com. Again, hoa-condoblog.com. And tomorrow's topic is Florida's insurance crisis is out of control. Tell me something I don't know.
Well,
right?
Citizens is supposed to be last resort,
Yep.
and it's become the insurer.
insurer.
Farmers left. AAA is not
Sure,
going.
farmers left this week.
Yeah,
100,000 policies.
Oh, it's just
It's
incredible.
devastating. It's devastating. But hey, the new studio, by the way, I just want to get back to it, is something we're working on week after week in order really to ultimately provide the best show we can. That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think we finally have the look down perfectly. We had some problems with the YouTube channel last week. Let us know what you think. You got to write some comments if things are better, if things are not better. You got to let us know. But I think we got it down. And once I know we got this down, we're going to have guests both in the studio and on Zoom, and the show is going to be able to do really more than it ever has. There's going to be a lot going on, believe me.
In case you're wondering why can't they get there, remember, we are live on the radio. We're taking calls. We're also live on YouTube. All that has to be integrated.
I got NASA working on it.
Yes.
Believe me, I'm telling you. But
computers are syncing up, satellites are kicking on.
There's a lot going on, believe me. But I think today's going to be a good day.
Yes. So I know that you have plans on some of the legislators. They're promising to file a bill next year supporting mandatory condominium education for board members. This is something you created.
Exactly.
You had the first class.
And we want to get them on the show. No question. Representative Vicky Lopez was on the news recently touting that very idea, and I can tell you, we're going to love to hear from her, and actually why it took so long. Yeah. And there are going to be lots of other guests on the show, including our sponsors, so just hang in, everybody. But hey, back to the insurance crisis. Unfortunately, the insurance crisis is crippling Floridians, whether or not you live in a condo or an HOA. It really doesn't matter. And as we know, condo owners are now dealing with mandatory inspections.
Yep.
They're dealing with mandatory repairs, mandatory reserve accounts on top of the insurance crisis now.
So both condo and HOA owners are facing the joint monumental problem of staggering increases in property insurance and the lack of choice among insurance companies. So the property insurance increase, will that affect the mortgage, or will that affect...
So if you live in an HOA, right, and your mortgage payments include insurance, man, your mortgage payments are going up. My mortgage payments went up, you ready? My mortgage payments went up from last year, $1,500 a month.
Yeah, mine...
$1,500 in a month.
Ours went up $500.
$500. I mean, it's just...
That's a huge leap.
It's
Is that going to
staggering.
continue?
Absolutely.
But I have an insurance company. I haven't been dropped. They're going to raise their rates?
If you're with Citizens, I'm with
No,
Citizens.
I'm not.
with the ones of last resort, and mine keep going up. So, yes, yours are going to keep going up as well. Again, there's just no
No,
competition.
you know what? Our increase was property taxes.
Property tax? Well,
Property
trust me.
taxes.
So you live in a condo.
Yeah.
So your condo's insurance bill is going to go way up.
Okay.
Way up. Double, triple, quadruple. And that's simply going to make your assessments go up.
Oh,
Not
got
your mortgage
it.
payment. But if you live in an HOA, it's going to make
assessment.
your mortgage payment go up. You live in a condo, it's going to make your assessments go up. That's the difference. But our sponsor, Greg Waltz, sent me an article recently.
Love him.
It's mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing and frightening. And I'm going to share it with you guys today about insurance. How about this? The average premium for homeowners insurance in Florida, you ready? It hit $6,000 per year for 2023, compared with just $1,700 for the nation as a whole. I mean, we're talking about $4,300 more than everybody else on average in the country.
Why is this happening? Is this because of Hurricane Ian, or is this because...
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. You know, premiums went up by 42%. 42% in the last year alone. And by 206% since 2018. And they're the highest in the nation by far. Nobody's close to us.
Yeah, well, Florida's home values are only the 18th highest in the country, according to Zillow.
Right. So what is it? You know, our home values don't match the amount that our insurance are going up. And while our state is getting battered by hurricanes and other type of extreme weather, that apparently isn't the biggest problem here. So I'll leave it to you to tell us the biggest problem.
The insurance industry says that fraud and abuse have made Florida's homeowners insurance market so unprofitable that 15 carriers have become insolvent in the state since 20 refused to do business here. But the legislature passed legislation, but it's going to take a while to kick in
Correct.
and take effect.
That's exactly right. And we're going to talk about exactly what they did. So they're saying this is a man-made catastrophe. It's nothing to do with storms. It's a man-made catastrophe, says Logan McFadden, and he's the vice president of state government relations at the American Property Casualty Insurance Association. He says it's not just the weather, it's frivolous litigation and fraud. Always blaming the attorneys, right?
There was like a scam going on with new roofs. You can get a new roof, but just charge your insurance company.
Well, there was a lot of fear that when you now have a roof, let's say you have a roof that's not in good shape, if a storm comes, right, and that storm takes off your roof, now you get a new roof, right? There was a lot of fear in the legislature that the legislators were going to pass a bill that says, no, now you only get actual cash value of your roof. This passed the Florida Senate, by the way. It did not pass the House. What is
So you
actual
don't get
cash
a
value?
new roof.
You don't
You
get a new
get
roof,
the value.
which is $8.
Oh,
Which is $8.
Sure.
It's no joke.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
serious.
This
Yeah.
this is really a big
Wow.
Well, no, thank God that didn't happen, because after a storm, you would have blue tarps on roofs forever. How many people can afford $50,000 for a new roof?
But unless like flood insurance goes national, unless hurricane
Right.
insurance
And
goes
we'll talk about
national,
it.
can't. I mean, why make the state of Florida pay for your new roof? You know,
Well, you make
like
these
some people
insurance
are
companies pay for
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You sticking up for the insurance company?
No, it just makes sense that if you have an old roof,
Well, it can't be that way.
onus is on you.
Because if you think about it, how many people think about it, right? How many people, hundreds of thousands.
It's kicking the can again.
Right? But
It's a kicking the can
if
situation.
insurance blows off that roof and people can't afford it, you're going to have blue tarps all over forever. You're going to have blue tarps on houses forever, and that's what the argument was in the legislature.
But is it my
and that's
fault
why
that
it
my neighbor
happen.
didn't have a new roof? Now I'm going to bear the price of it with insurance?
Understood.
That's
And
not my fault.
Understood in the legislature.
Wow.
And like you said, they did try to do something about all this fraud this year. And they passed some insurance reforms in 2022 and 2023, and I'll tell you two of them. It used to be that if you sue your insurance company, you get attorney's fees if you win or even if you settle. So that, again, there was really no risk going after your insurance company, right? You were going to get attorney's fees if you win or even if you settle. And the insurance company was not entitled to attorney's fees even if they beat you. Going after your insurance company, well, now no more. Now neither party gets attorney's fees. So you get attorney's fees for insurance company. Big move by the legislature.
But it's a deterrent to bring frivolous lawsuits.
It's a deterrent to bring a suit, right? Exactly. Yeah. And secondly, Florida's statute of limitations on negligence actions was changed, and that went from 4 years to 2 years.
Okay.
Major changes to protect the insurance industry this year.
Well, money is tight everywhere, Eric. Yeah. It's really scary, and most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and an increase in insurance of $2,000 or $3,000 a year can be the difference in being able to afford to continue to live in your home. But you can't afford rent either.
That's exactly. You're starting to see for the first being built everywhere, more than homes.
Oh, that's interesting.
They're going up everywhere, but a major factor as to whether or not people get foreclosed upon and lose their homestead property. That's what I'm telling everybody today.
So I guess
insurance alone is going to be a problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I know that our condo association is insured through Citizens.
There you go.
I'm not.
Even the association
so the assessment
now is
will go
Citizens. Up. Correct. It's going to keep going. Right.
So the question is, was enough done by the Florida legislature to bring insurance companies back to Florida?
Well, here's the bottom line. Have you seen any insurance companies come back to
Florida?
No, they're leaving.
And you were talking about bundling, like being able to have auto and
right.
And
so here you go. What else can be done, right?
Yeah.
So, desperate times call for desperate measures. And like you said, I did hear this idea touted before. If a company wants to issue automobile policies in this state, well, guess what? You also got to issue property damage insurance as well and windstorm insurance. And believe me, you do that, Allstate and State Farm are not going to lose hundreds of thousands or even millions of policies, auto policies that they issue in this state. So that's one way to go, but the legislature didn't take that route yet.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and of course, like you said earlier, the best idea would be to expand the National Flood Insurance Program to also include hurricanes and tornadoes.
Help
that
us
would
out.
Cover us down here.
And we're not the
on
only
a
state.
National level, right? But the problem is that's going to require a vote of Congress, and states that don't suffer the brunt of hurricanes and tornadoes vote in favor of it. So, maybe the answer is requiring better construction or no longer allowing development so close to the beach or the coastline. I don't know. I only know that something needs to be done about this insurance crisis because it's ringing you on the current Floridians. I'm telling everybody, looking at that Floridians are going to lose their homes over the insurance crisis if something is not done. When you factor in, especially in a condo, you factor in everything that's going on in a condo now, right? The inspections, paying for those, and the repairs that need to be done, and the fact that everything has to be reserved for now. You can't wait for reserves. And now insurance has gone up by 400%. Condos are going to break, no two ways about it. But hey, what do our listeners think? Tell us what you think about the studio, by the way. Tell us what you think about our new look, and tell us what you think about the insurance crisis, if there's some new ideas out there. I would love to hear them. Taking your calls, 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585. Or drop us a question in the Condo Craze and HOA's group.
There are very large management companies and there are very small management companies, and I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that, where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back of the house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
Oh no, an unexpected leak. Jay, you know that's no way to solve a roof problem. Call Best Roofing. We solve roof problems.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
Rimkus Consultants offer the professional expertise to help condominium and cooperative communities provide safe, compliant buildings for their tenants. We have more than 170 Florida licensed engineers and architects who are experienced with local regulations and can assist with Senate Bill 4D compliance. We can help with milestone structural inspections, capital expenditure evaluations, structural integrity reserve studies, and developer transition reports. Focusing on energy, resilience, maintainability, and sustainability, our experts can help with every phase of the building life cycle. For mitigation after a catastrophic event, building restoration, repair and remediation consulting, or Senate Bill 4D inspections, please visit rimkus.com.
And we're back to Conduct Rays and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. Karen Curtis with attorney Eric Glazer from Glazer and Sachs. We're taking your phone calls, 877-850-8585, 877-850-8585, or check us out on our YouTube channel with our new studio. And it's Condo Craze and HOAs.
I'm guessing we have some phone calls. Yeah. Why don't we, VJ, who do we got? Who's the first one?
First up, Barry, Miami.
Barry, new caller. How are you, Barry?
First time on the show.
Good. Hi, Eric. Hi, Karen. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Suppose you try and get a milestone inspection prepared by 12/30/2024. And you can't get it done in time. And when is the structural integrity reserve study due if, in fact, you have an extension to get your milestone inspection until, say, 2025 because you can't get it done in time, and the local building official grants you an extension until 2025? When is the SIRS then due?
So the question is, when is your structural integrity study done? When is it required? So the way I'm reading the statute right now, okay, starting in 2026, you can't waive it, okay? You can't waive the structural integrity. But the way I also read the statute is I think your structural integrity reserve study, if you're 3 stories or more, and you're required to do it, I think the statute is requiring you to do it now, right? Unless I'm missing something, or maybe by 2024, the latest. But I think your structural integrity reserve study has to be done. And then the question to waive it. And I don't think you get to I think you do get to waive anything until 2026. How are you reading the statute, Barry?
Boy, that keeps going
the
away.
way I read it is if you have an extension to prepare your milestone inspection until 2025,
Right.
and the local building official grants it,
Right.
there's a simultaneous.
Oh, let me stop you there. Let me stop you there for a second, just so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So I think we are absolutely on the same page that your structural integrity reserve study has to be done this year. If you're 3 stories or more, do we both agree? It's got to be done now.
No, not this year. This is 2023.
24, I'm sorry. And by 2024, no? Well, how do you see
I
it?
don't think in this case that's what happens. I think if you have an extension to prepare the milestone inspection, and it's extended till 2025.
Right.
I don't think you have to have your structural integrity done until 2025
No.
because there's a simultaneous exception rule that lets you in the statute that lets you do your milestone inspection and your SIRS at the same time.
Right, understood,
So
right.
I don't think 24.
Okay, but here's the reality of the situation. You're saying if you can't do it and your building official grants you an extension. So the reality is the building official is God in this case. The building official is God.
Right.
Right? If the building official demands that you do it within the absolute time frame of the statute and he's coming after you and he's got his foot on your neck, you're done. But there is some wording in the statute that gives the building official some discretion where if the building official believes that if it can't be done, that the building official can extend the time period. I mean, if there's just no way to do it, I think the building official has to work with you. You know, if you can prove it up to the building official. But on the same token, there's going to be a lot of associations saying, we can't do it, we tried to get people, and, you know, I don't know if the building official is going to believe a lot of that in a lot of circumstances. But no matter what, it's going to come down to who your building official is, and, you know, and what type of person that building official is. Is he the type of person that's going to have on your neck at all times, or are they going to be, you know, somewhat a little cooperative with you in terms of extensions?
Is it possible the legislature can change the law before this all has to hit the fan in 2026?
They did this year.
There is, so it may be,
and it keeps changing. And the truth is, you know, nobody 100% knows what these laws are yet.
And if the insurance keeps going up, they might have to do it.
With everything correct,
Right.
like we said. But I think the bottom line with buildings right now, you know, Barry, I don't want anybody to think out there that they have extensions. I want everybody to start dealing with this now, because, you know, if I tell everybody, you know, well, you really have until
No.
you know, January 1st, 2025 to complete it. People tend to put things on the back burner.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if you're doing that, associations, if you're doing that, if you spend another year to do the structural integrity reserve study, you know, year and a half to do it, you know, no problem. And if you're going to wait until the last second, good luck finding to do this. You know, it's just not going to happen. Well, your structural integrity reserve study, actually, now the law has changed. It's a little easier to do it because now you can have not just architects or engineers, you can have people that are qualified, whatever that means, by CAI under their standards to do the reserve studies. Not the inspections, not the mandatory inspections, life safety, you know, issues, but you can use them for the reserve studies. Okay, Barry, you agree with that one, right? I don't know how I feel about it, but you know, what's your take? It's kind of weird that a private company that people have to pay dues to get to decide who's qualified to do reserve studies or not. I don't know, little weird to me. We lost Barry?
No, he's still there.
Oh, Barry, you still there?
He's thinking.
Yeah, you're thinking. I don't know what your take is on that, but you know, my take is it's kind of a little weird. Since when do you have a private organization determining the standards for, you know, for building reserves? Kind of weird, but the legislature, I guess, thought that there's simply not enough architects or engineers, so we better allow people who are less qualified to do these reserve studies. That's where we're at, believe it or not.
Well, it's better than the board.
Not right, better than right, but But correct, how it used to be. But just to be clear, these people that are certified by CAI, they can't do the milestone inspections. If they're not an architect or engineer, they can't do that, but they can do the reserve studies.
But that frees the architects and engineers up to do the.
There's just not enough qualified people to do it. So
Right.
here we are. Hey, Barry, thanks for the call. Thanks for keeping us on our toes like always.
Sure.
Okay, really appreciate it. It's complicated stuff. It's just
It's
just all complicated. Who do we got, VJ?
Sean, Pete.
Sean, St. Petersburg. How are you, Sean?
I'm doing great, Eric. How are you doing
Okay,
today?
how can we help?
As the insurance goes, I don't know. I had the same problem with you, and I was fortunate enough to get in with Florida Peninsula. It was
Okay.
also Edison is a subsidiary, and they gave me a much greater rate.
That's great.
But
What do you
my
live in an
question
You live in an HOA, private house?
I live in an HOA, private residence in an HOA.
Fantastic.
So, my premium only went up about 20%,
Okay.
maybe 25%, which
That's still a lot.
in
Yeah.
comparison is remarkable.
Great, good for
My
you.
question at hand is, we have a 5-category reserve that was set up in our original documents, and every month a certain percentage is funding each one that was agreed upon at a meeting. Some reserves that some repairs we need to do, the money isn't completely in one of those funds. Does the board get to vote to merge all of that money? Do you take a vote to change that structure?
So you're in an HOA, right? Again, just to remind everybody, in a
Correct.
condo, when the board sends out the budget, that budget shall include reserves. Shall, okay? And there's going to be very limited time now, in 2 years, to actually vote down the funding of reserves going forward. So HOAs, when they send out the budget, doesn't have to include reserves unless there's a requirement in your governing documents or the people voted for it before. So you're saying there's a requirement in your governing documents to fund these reserve accounts. Is that right?
That is correct, and not only that, but then at a subsequent meeting, we included other areas such as the common sprinkler pump, the
Okay,
street.
that's fantastic. It's a lot of
et cetera.
HOAs don't do it. So you're saying the categories are funded, but one.
No, they're all funded.
Right.
It's just the area we need to do a repair in doesn't have enough money.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for the current board to try to steal money from another reserve.
I see. Okay.
Because they haven't followed any procedure since they've been in place.
Okay.
So I'm asking, what is the process?
Okay,
to do that?
great question. Okay, so there's not enough money. It's the same rule applies to condos and HOAs. So let's say you have money in your painting reserve, okay? You have line item reserves that you're using, and you have money in your painting reserves, a whole lot of money. But now it's time to put on a roof, and you don't have enough money in your roof reserve account. So you're like, okay, let's just steal the money like you said from the paint. Can the board do that of the board's own volition? Absolutely not. Okay? The only way the board can touch that
Correct.
money in the other account is to get a quorum of unit owners together at a vote, right? So that would have you'd have an official meeting with a quorum, and then a majority of that quorum would have to vote to use those other reserves to, let's say, fund the repairs needed for the roof.
Which they need to do, otherwise you have a special assessment.
Correct. If they're not going to vote for it, special assessment time.
Either way.
Does that answer your question, Sean?
It does. The ironic part is that under Florida 720, it says the quorum for a board meeting is only 30% of the membership.
That's correct.
But in our documents, I know there's something in there that states that we need 9 or 10 of the 15 residents to actually override the...
Great question. Great question. So the Florida statutes were amended a couple of years ago to no longer require a large number for quorums of unit owners. So the statute says now, even if your documents require a larger number than 30% of the owners, the number is 30%. Okay?
The number is 30%.
The number is
Yes,
30%
absolutely.
no matter what, Sean. Okay? Hope that answers your question, buddy. We got to keep going. Who do we got, VJ?
Thank you.
We have Leah in Coconut Creek.
Leah, how are you?
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call. You actually helped me once a number of years ago.
That's great.
So I thank you. So, personal, I received a delinquent assessment certified mail from a law firm. The total amount exceeds $800.
You received what from a law firm? Hold on. What did you receive from a law firm? An assessment?
A delinquent assessment.
Delinquent assessment.
Certified
Okay.
mail stating,
Right.
Yeah. So back in 2017, I had fallen behind in one of the payments.
Okay.
And caught up, but subsequently I received late notice letters at $25 a piece.
Yeah.
Out of this $867, over $500 are fees for late notice letters.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, hold on 1 second. 1 second. If so, in 2017, when you were delinquent, right, there was fees that were accumulated, right, late fees, whatever it was, and if you never brought those current from 2017, according to them, right, so that means every single month going forward from 2017, they're going to tack on a late fee. They can also tack on interest if their documents call for it. Okay, you can have both. So I'm telling you, here's the problem. The problem is, if you want to go fighting this $867 and they don't want to cooperate with you, they can file a foreclosure action. They could lien your property and file a foreclosure action. And I beg you, do not let that happen to you, because it's going to go very quickly from $867 to $8,670, right? So, please do not wind up losing your home over this. If you owe the $867 and you need some time to pay it, then get some time to pay it. But do not let it go ignored, because that's when you wind up going in trouble. Okay, I'm telling you, it's going to turn, a little thing's going to turn into a really big thing. So don't let that happen to you.
And I do definitely want to avoid that.
Right.
So do you think that I should negotiate this and just pay them, for example, I don't know, $500?
No.
And call it a day?
You can ask them if they would accept that, if they would waive some of the late charges. Sometimes associations are nice, and you can ask them if you tell them you please had some financial difficulties. Can you please waive some of the late charges and or interest? And a lot of associations do that for their neighbors. They do. But what I'm telling you is, that's no problem asking. But if they won't, man, I'm telling you, work out a payment plan, because you don't want it going to the next level.
It's like bounce checks with banks. You know?
Right. This is worse. You can lose your property really fast here. This is a big problem. People call me with this all the time, and don't argue with an association over anything that's 3 digits for sure. Okay.
And I understand. One final question. Should I be negotiating with the law firm or the association?
The association. The law firm probably doesn't have much authority to waive unless their client gives them.
The association.
Yeah, ask them if they could please do it. Notify the law firm to take less, and if they do, great. Okay.
Okay.
You got it. Thanks for the call.
A few years ago, you helped me with a transfer fee problem.
Okay, well,
and your suggestion was invaluable to me.
You got it. Thank you.
So I thank you very much.
I hope you call me back in a couple of weeks. Say it's paid, the liens were removed, everything is fine, and you're sleeping well. Okay.
That's why you do the
Absolutely. You got it. Be well.
That's why he does the shows, to help.
To help out everybody. Let's take our bottom of the hour break, everybody. Taking the calls, 877. You got it. Taking the calls, 877.
The future of fiber is here. QXC Communications is a fiber network engineering firm based in Boca Raton. We build fiber networks that deliver high-speed internet, Wi-Fi, HDTV, and voice services, primarily to Florida's condominium communities. QXC's AON architecture is the industry's best practice and a game changer for our customers. We run 2 dedicated fibers to each unit. No splitters, no cables. So, every resident gets uninterrupted blazing fast speed and military-grade data security. Our Wi-Fi 6 network deployment powers performance on multiple devices with no dead zones. And the QXC TV app makes everyday programming access a breeze with 3-day rewind and optional cloud DVR. QXC AON Fiber is where the industry is heading. Get connected today.
Is your condominium or HOA in need of accounting services? Look no further. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is one of South Florida's largest accounting and auditing firms, as recognized by the South Florida Business Journal, and is one of the few accounting firms uniquely specialized to provide accounting services to their growing condominium and homeowner association clientele throughout Florida. With primary offices in Aventura and Boca Raton, satellite offices in Naples and Orlando, and a professional staff of 65, Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is prepared to meet the needs of any condominium or HOA in the state. The professionals at Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg also have experience working with timeshares, cooperatives, hotel condominiums, mixed-use buildings, and ancillary operations like restaurants, spas, and country clubs. Put their 25 years experience in your corner. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg, 305-937-0116. That's 305-937-0116 or grgcpa.com.
Someday, you will need insurance. And for that day, you'll be glad you wrote down Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. Why? Because Insurco virtually insures everything. They're a full-line insurance agency that'll put together the best possible coverage and premium for almost anything. Need homeowners or condo insurance? Call Insurco. Need auto or motorcycle insurance? Call Insurco. How about golf cart insurance or trailer and RV insurance? Just call Insurco for a free quote. They're open every day. From renters insurance, officers and directors insurance, and personal liability umbrellas to all types of business insurance, boat insurance, cancer policies, life, health, and annuities. All you need is Insurco. Get a free quote. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Speak English and Spanish. Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. It's the only name you need. Office at 14401 West Sunrise Boulevard in Sunrise, inside Edmore Chevrolet.
Call 954-846-1206. 954-846-1206. That's 954-846-1206.
All over the world, people have plumbing problems. These problems can be expensive and destructive to fix. Have you ever wondered if there was a way to take care of your plumbing problems without destruction and an outrageous price tag? Welcome to Pipelining Technologies, Inc., where we specialize in fixing your problems without demolition and minimum cutting by means of pipelining. Pipelining is the ability to take a pipe damaged by root intrusion or long-term deterioration and make it new. By means of inserting an epoxy-saturated liner into the pipe and allowing it to harden or cure, leaving behind a brand new pipe.
That sounds great. How can I get pipelining in my home, commercial building, or condominium?
Simply fill out our online contact form and a pipelining representative will get in touch with you in a timely fashion. Or call us directly at 561-853-5463.
Karen, you're on in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the second half of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL and on our YouTube channel. That's where you can see Eric Glazer and myself, Karen Curtis. That's Condo Craze and HOAs on our YouTube channel. Ask questions in the chat box or call the station 877-850-8585.
So Gail writes in on the chat box, the idea of paying extra funds for insurance for your home/condo is out of control. I can't afford this outrageous price. And, you know, you got to think how many other Floridians are feeling the same way. It's really out of control. And it's scary. It's sad. And there's many people that are moving into the state.
That's
you
my
got to
question.
think about how many people are going to move out because this is simply unaffordable.
Well, how much of all of this increase has to do, okay, fraud, but also with the supply and demand issue with more people moving in?
Well, I don't know if insurance has much to do with supply and demand, but I can tell you that you almost have a dichotomy here where people are moving in because they want to save money from other, states that they're living in.
Right.
They're getting here and they're saying, wait a minute. I thought this was a cheap place to live.
Right.
I heard about, your cheap real estate taxes. No one told me about these outrageous prices for insurance.
What if they go to state income tax to help cover the burden of the insurance?
There's got to be a plan B.
Right.
Because plan A
ain't working.
Isn't working.
Right.
So, VJ, who do we got?
We have Eva in Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Hey, Eva.
Hi, Mr. Eric. Thank you for taking my phone call.
Sure thing.
I'm living in the condo, 6-7 years old. In January, beginning of February, we got settlement from the builder for $30 million.
$30 million, wow.
$1 million. There is now, today is July. Nobody responding where the money are. How long it takes to transfer the money from the builder to our account?
Well, hold on. So you settled, right? You had a lawsuit against the builder, right? And
There was a lawsuit, but there was settlement.
Okay, there was a settlement for $30 million. So I don't know what those settlement papers say. Normally, settlement papers say something like the builder shall send that money to the association's attorney's trust account within, let's say, 30 days, 60 days to get that kind of money together. Okay? So how long ago was this case settled?
In February 5th.
March, April, May, June. So, yeah, I would think that the money should have been, if you had a settlement on a case, it's unusual if it would have been, more than 30, 60 days for settlement funds to be transferred to the other side's counsel. 120 days seems like it's a lot. So what is your board telling you?
There's no communication. They don't respond.
Well, you can ask the board in a letter, a certified mail return receipt requested, for an answer to the question. I understand that the association settled with the builder, and $30 million was supposed to come our way. Can you please tell me the status of it? And I think they'd be required to answer that question within 30 days.
Michael Avenatti might be the attorney.
Yeah. Then it's gone.
It's gone.
Then it's gone. Yeah. So,
looks like.
but no, you don't know. But I think your association should certainly hold a board meeting to tell the unit owners, what the deal is with the money. Where is, why haven't you gotten it yet?
That's a lot of money.
If it's 120 days, it sounds like it's a lot.
Just for your record, we never ever had a meeting this year.
Oh.
Never.
So how do you know they settled for $30 million?
Because they sent us by email note, and the note was in beginning of February, and the note looks like was written by somebody who has only 7th grade education.
Okay.
And the law was settled because we had a meeting in December last year that would be settled for 4 and so on, and we was expecting 40 million, but we settled for 30 million. 10 million gonna go to the lawyer, so it looks like the lawyer already retired, perhaps. And what is the money? I cannot get. Nobody can get any response from the association, from the board, neither from the management company.
Again, then I'd write a letter, certified mail, return receipt requested, asking for an answer to that question.
Well, how do you know they didn't get it? Because if you haven't had a meeting or anything.
Right. They might have gotten it.
Maybe they have
You don't know because, Karen said, how do you know? Maybe they did. So.
Okay, so we have right to inspect the account where the money went.
You have a right to know, what the status of that case is.
Yeah.
So just write a certified letter, return receipt requested, asking for the status. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
You got it.
With health and happiness to you.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Hey, we got one more break to take, and it's getting late. So let's take our final break of the hour, 877-850-8585.
Is your home or condo looking old, worn out, and in need of a fresh look? Then you need PD Painting to paint your property and make it look like new again. PD Painting will first properly prepare your home and condo and then use only the highest quality paint products. After many years in the painting industry, PD Painting has achieved a reputation for always delivering a reliable and professional finish. PD Painting is fully licensed and insured and offers a 7 to 10-year warranty. Their technicians are expert craftsmen. Let PD Painting handle all the details and then sit back and watch them restore your property and bring back that brand new look and feel. Need a service call? PD Painting will be there on the spot. Need financing? PD Painting can offer that too. Call PD Painting at 888-416-3204. Again, that's 888-416-3204. Go to the website pdpaintinginc.com. Need painting done in your home and community? Contact the experts at PD Painting.
This message is for anyone who has taken on the important responsibility of becoming an officer or director in a homeowner or condominium association. It is also for the management companies who work closely with these caring people to make sure things are done the right way. Hello, I'm Gil Pomar, South Florida Regional President for Center State Bank, now the second largest bank based in Florida. Our bank, Center State Bank, has an amazing team of professionals who are exclusively dedicated to the homeowner and condo association market. Your job is not easy. There are repairs and new projects that need financing. There are legal and social issues that need to be understood. There are also technology and servicing issues that your residents want to be improved. Why not choose a bank that knows this business backward and forward? Why not have a local banker who will meet with you face to face whenever it is convenient for you or your board? Center State Bank has over 2,000 associations as customers for a reason. Please give us a chance to earn your business. Call Terry Russo at 954-633-1666 to make it happen. Center State Bank is an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC.
Need an insurance evaluation, audit, or quotation for your condo association or homeowners association? If so, then you need to speak with our insurance experts at Mack & Waltz. We insure over 800 associations, and we are the clear leader in this marketplace. Mack & Waltz has been in business since 1989. We write insurance on billions of dollars of property values. We are an independent insurance agency representing insurance companies which specialize in condo and HOA insurance. The staff at Mack & Waltz works closely with board members and property managers and regularly attends association meetings to help educate the association about their insurance policies. To learn more about how Mack & Waltz can save you money and improve your insurance program, call now 954-640-6225 and ask for Greg Waltz. 954-640-6225. Mack & Waltz Insurance Group. Let us protect your association. All right, welcome back to the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. Karen Curtis with attorney Eric Glazer. He specializes in community association law. Taking your calls, 877-850-8585, anything condo HOA, or visit us on our YouTube channel, Condo Craze and HOAs. Ask a question in the chat box.
All right, Richard writes in, do you have an upcoming schedule for your next CERT class yet? I do not, but the next class we're going to do, it's going to be in August, and it's going to be online.
Oh.
Because everybody's asking me to do an online class. And the beauty about doing it online is, everybody from all around the state. How about,
That's
people
good.
from other people sitting in other states?
You're not driving around. How many people can join you on an online
150.
class? 150.
Yeah, 150 can come online, and we take questions. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
It's like, 3 hours. You sit in your pajamas and get certified. So, yeah, we will let you know, Richard, and we'll let everybody else know if you're on our email list. Just make sure you join our email list again at condo-laws.com. Go to the firm's website, or condocrazeandhoas.com. Make sure you get on our email list. That way you'll get announcements about our seminars. So if you need to get certified, that's how you're going to do it. We've certified about 25,000 board members. We lead the league in that regard by far. So, again, we want to see you at our online class. All right, who do we got, VJ?
Claudette in Tampa.
Claudette, how are you, Claudette?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you so much.
My question is that we have some tool sheds that have been built on our common area, and the previous boards never addressed them. We would like to grandfather these sheds, and it's about 7 or 8. And I live in a community of 144 homes.
Right.
We would like to grandfather these 7 or 8 sheds in and then notify the community that no additional building can be done on the common area.
How long have these sheds been there? Wait, how long?
About this?
How long have those sheds been there?
We are not even sure. Our HOA was built like in the 90s.
Oh, this is an HOA.
And,
Okay.
Nobody really knows how long some of the sheds have been there.
Okay, I have no problem if you did that. So if you said that the board has not been enforcing the rule that says, nothing can be placed on the common elements, currently on the common elements, right? These are the only things that will be allowed going forward, because we will be enforcing the rule going forward about no building on the common elements. And we are therefore readopting and reinforcing that provision of the declaration. No problem. You can do that. Okay? Absolutely can be done. Okay? You need to hold a meeting and again make it clear that you haven't been enforcing. You will be enforcing. These are the only ones that you're grandfathering in, and you're readopting that provision of the declaration that says nothing on the common elements. Okay?
Thank you. May I ask you another question?
Sure.
Our community says that it's for single family,
right,
and that you can't operate a business in it. But we're getting more and more corporations that are like buying homes and then renting them out. And some of the neighbors have started like these bread and breakfast places.
Yes.
Can we put a limit on that?
Okay, great question. Okay, so there's a case that was decided by, I'm not sure which appellate court, might have even gone to Florida Supreme Court, that said if someone is using their unit, let's say for an Airbnb, right, and they keep, renting it out, that does not mean that that unit is being used as a business. The bottom line is people are still eating there, sleeping there, using it as a home, in effect. They're doing things that you would ordinarily do in a home. So therefore, right, it's not considered using that unit as a business. Now, you can stop Airbnbs other ways. For instance, if there's language in your documents that say you can only rent out your unit a certain number of times per year, you can stop that, or the minimum lease term must be at least 6 months, something like that. But the idea that you're going to stop it by arguing that it's a business, no, you lose on that argument. Okay?
Well, if we wanted to do, say, a 6-month limit,
no problem.
how would we do that?
Get the unit owners to vote to amend your declaration of condominium.
Yeah, but if the people that are doing it don't vote for it, they don't have to.
In an HOA now, there's an exception to it.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's an exception that HOAs can now protect themselves, and if it passes, it applies in
Boom.
your community.
All right, good.
So everybody get together, take a vote, make sure it passes that the minimum rental term shall be 6 months. Okay?
Got it.
Hope that answers your call. VJ, who do we got left? We got it.
have very low participation. Is there a certain percentage we have?
I don't know. Whatever it says in your documents, normally 2/3.
Yeah.
Okay? VJ, we got to take another call.
All right, we have George in Estero.
George, how are you, George?
Fine, Eric. Good morning. Quick question with regard to an HOA.
Yeah, you got to get closer to your phone, or it's hard to hear you.
I'm sorry?
It's hard to hear you.
Any better?
Little bit. Okay, go ahead.
Any better? Okay, sorry. An HOA board often will do something that's in violation of Florida 720 or even their own governing documents. And sometimes they may not even inform the attorney or the CAM. Once the attorney or the CAM finds out about that, what's their responsibility? Our board attempted to pass a special assessment, but instead of 14 days notice, they only gave 48 hours notice. Some of us informed our new CAM, who's only been a CAM for a couple of months, and our new attorney, who, I hate to say it, is probably a friend of the nephew of the board president and who's not board certified, and they haven't done anything. What's their responsibility?
That
once they
attorney
know the
absolutely, 100%, that attorney should absolutely tell the board that you cannot pass a special assessment in violation of 720. That special assessment is void as a matter of law, right? The attorney should tell the association all the time when a provision of 720 is broken by the board. Sometimes attorneys are afraid to tell the board what the board doesn't want to hear, but it's the job of the association attorney to tell them just that.
It's like a parent.
Yeah, exactly. It's the job of the attorney to tell them, hey, you did this wrong, you did that wrong.
You could be sued if you don't do it.
You could be sued if you don't, and I'm not enforcing it. Don't expect me to play the game with you, okay? For example, I get letters, all the time from other board members or people who live in the community that tell me these things. The board did X, Y, and Z wrong. And my immediate reaction to that is to send that letter to the association board members and say, hey, I want an immediate meeting with you. If these allegations are true, we have a problem.
Otherwise, it's malpractice if you don't do that.
That's how I see it. I agree, Karen. I agree. You better put your board members on notice that I received this letter, I received this email, they told me you did something wrong, I need to look into it. George, I hope that answers your question. We only got about a minute left.
Turn your radio.
You got it, buddy. Thank you for being a loyal listener.
The new look goes.
Thank
if Simon Cowell, he would have said you get 4 yeses. Great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Very, very much. I'm not kidding. Because we worked hard trying to get this right.
Yeah,
we're still working.
And the next time, if you are listening, why don't you, instead of streaming on the radio station website, stream on YouTube, because you can see us and talk to us.
Absolutely.
All right.
So YouTube is the place
rather
to be.
than streaming. If you're not in earshot of the radio station and you're streaming from Tampa or around the world, join us on the YouTube channel.
Especially as we start to get guests and things
That's
like
right.
that. Absolutely. Okay, guys, have a great week. We'll see and speak to you again next Sunday. If you need legal help during the week, just call Glazer and Sachs, 954-983-1112 again.